played in the final result, and now the man behind some of the most viral fake news articles of the past few years is taking credit for Donald Trump's victory. 38-year-old Paul Horner spoke to the Washington Post Intersect blog about the role that he thinks fake news played in this election.
Horner says he made a living off viral news hoaxes for several years. He told the Post that he saw the fake news environment getting more crowded, more political, and vastly more influential as the election drew closer. He told the Post, quote, "I think Trump is in the White House because of me. His followers don't fact check anything. His campaign manager posted my story about a protester getting paid $3,500 as fact."
I made that up, he says. I posted a fake ad on Craigslist. Horner also said that he isn't too worried about Google and Facebook fully cracking down on fake news because too much of their advertising revenue depends on it. So the question remains, how much influence did fake news really have? BuzzFeed analyzed months of campaign coverage.
It found millions of Facebook users engaged more with the fake stories than the real ones, and that many of the most popular stories on Facebook this election year were completely made up. Jerika Duncan takes a closer look.
You might have seen this article on your Facebook feed back in September. A headline blaring, "Pope Francis shocks world, endorses Donald Trump for president." You may have even shared the article or just clicked like or wow or made a comment. The problem is the story was false, joining the ranks of other fake highly shared or liked articles. WikiLeaks confirms Hillary sold weapons to ISIS, or Hillary is disqualified from holding any federal office. BuzzFeed News says during the last 3 months of the presidential campaign, of the top 20 fake election-related articles on Facebook, all but 3 were anti-Clinton or pro-Trump, and Facebook users engaged with them using a share, a like, or a comment more than 8.7 million times. But they engaged with the top 20 election-related stories from legitimate news outlets, both pro and con for each candidate, fewer than 7.4 million times. According to Pew Research, 66% of Facebook users say they get their news from the site. But at a tech conference last week, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg dismissed the issue.
I think the idea that fake news on Facebook influenced the election in any way, I think is a pretty crazy idea.
But a few days later in a post, he acknowledged Facebook has begun to look into ways for the online community to flag hoaxes and fake news. Experts say it's difficult to filter out fake news, but Facebook and Google have each announced new plans to prevent fake stories from spreading by restricting advertisements with websites that spread fake content. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
And take a look at this. During his visit to Capitol Hill today, Vice President-elect Mike Pence took out the old selfie stick to snap a pic with House Republicans.
That stick is pretty long.
It's a big stick. Big stick. The actual selfie was tweeted out by Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers from Washington State. The caption reads, "Great having Mike Pence visit today. I'm excited to work with him and Donald Trump to shake up the status quo in Washington, D.C. MAGA." Hashtag MAGA.
But the lighthearted photo apparently is getting a little bit of backlash on social media for the lack of diversity. One Twitter user commented, saying, quote, "This photo is the status quo." And another person tweeted, quote, "I found him," with a zoomed-in picture of one of few people of color in that picture.
That reaction may remind you of another selfie posted on Instagram back in July of House Speaker Paul Ryan and his Capitol Hill interns. That also received criticism for its lack of diversity.
Well, we have new details in that deadly shooting of a gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo. A federal inspection into the incident found that on the day a 3-year-old boy slipped into the gorilla exhibit, the barrier meant to keep the public and the gorilla separate wasn't in compliance with standards for housing primates.
The death of the 17-year-old gorilla Harambe led to mourning around the world and a storm of criticism on social media. The Cincinnati Zoo has since made the barrier taller, added nylon mesh, and installed surveillance cameras. In a statement, the zoo says it's committed to safety, saying in its 38-year history, the barrier system at Gorilla World has always been found compliant. Following the incident, this May, we modified the barrier to reassure the public and our visitors.
In Arizona, an officer is on administrative leave after he apparently punched a woman in the face. Flagstaff police, they were serving an eviction notice to Marissa Morse and her boyfriend. Things escalated after one officer tried to arrest the woman on a warrant.
Officer Jeff Benar is now on leave, and Morse has been arrested for resisting arrest. The Flagstaff Police Department has called the video concerning and is investigating.
Well, coming up after the break, a close call for a curious baby, a quick-thinking sibling saves the day.
Gotta see that. And if you like classy, prestigious films, it's the most wonderful time of the year. We'll tell you what's out this weekend and what might be in contention for Oscars when we return.